G'day everyone, today I've got a review of the Strong Guy wave or Deadpool wave of Marvel Legends. Just looking at the artwork on the side, so we've got pictures of each of the characters. Done in a really nice style, reminiscent of Ed McGuinness, big chunky sort of characters. A couple of Deadpool characters at least, 3 specifically Deadpool, one who has been two who have been associated with Deadpool in the past, and then a couple of X-Force people to go with the Build-A-Figure, which is Strong Guy. So those are the figures. So we have Deadpool, or Pirate Deadpool. So on the back there you can see it's him in his pirate gear, and there's the Build-A-Figure. And then we have Shikla with Jeff the Land Shark. So I'm looking forward to that one. So that's the former wife of Deadpool. And then we have Deadpool in his X-Men uniform. So again, that's the back of the box. And then we have Black Tom Cassidy. Best friend of the Juggernaut. We have Marvel's Maverick, as opposed to, I don't know, Maverick the card player. So there's Marvel's Maverick. He looks actually quite good. Very close to how he appears in the comic. And we then have Marvel's Sunspot. I do like that they went with the blacked out version with the Kirby crackle to go on each hand. So that's pretty cool. And then finally we have Wallpath. And he's a hefty figure himself. So those are all the characters in this series. So let's open them up and build Strong Guy. Okay, so here they all are out of the box. So we have Wallpath, and he does come with a couple of gripping hands. We have Sunspot, who has some really cool little effects that attach into his back, as well as the very sort of standard by now Kirby crackles. We have Maverick, who is a very nice looking figure. We'll have a close-up of him in a second. We have Black Tom Cassidy with his shillelagh, very stylized for what it was back in the day. We then have Deadpool in his X-Men costume. His little belt rides a bit high, I find, but he can hold his 2 weapons and obviously his swords. And then we have Pirate Deadpool, which has that amazing flintlock. There is a lot of sculpted detail. Unfortunately the feet are plain. I think in the actual comic he was wearing black boots with the turned over sort of pirate style. But the head sculpt and the sculpt on the front of his sort of costume and the cape on the back are pretty amazing. And then we have Shikla. So again, the only thing she sort of suffers from is the Marvel female legs, difficulty to try to keep her standing. And then she comes with Jeff the Land Shark. And then we have all the pieces there for Strong Guy. So let's put Strong Guy together and then have a look at each of the characters one by one. So there is Strong Guy in all his glory, with the tiny little feet coming up into that huge chest and arms, and then really nice sculpt on his face. So that's the entire wave. Let's look at them. Starting with Strong Guy. Obviously he's got a lot of detail on the shirt, but some of it isn't painted, like the zipper there. He's got the big metal shoulder guards coming down to the wrist. His movements are limited. He's one of these big characters, so he doesn't get a lot of movement in the arms. He does stand quite well. He's got quite a lot of torso movement. You can lean him either direction, and the head obviously can look, but it is limited by that collar, so it can't sort of look. That's about as far up as it looks and down, but it is a good sculpt on the face. So Guido's face is well done. The teeth painted well, the eyes, the little curl of hair at the front, Charlie Brown style. And as I said, he does have those disproportionate, legs and feet by comparison to the rest of his body. Next up, we have Wallpath. So he has the feathers in the long hair. He's wearing the domino style mask and the red headband. He's got the Thunderbird style logo on the chest. Oops. With the typical sort of Liefeld pouches. I do like the little tassels here on the shoulder. That's just a soft piece that can pop off, as you can see. So, and then he's got the tassels around the legs as well. And he comes with the two gripping hands instead of the fists, so you can actually pose him with gripping hands, although he doesn't come with any of the knives. And as you'll see here, there's just a little bracket there for it to plug in, but it is going to be something that when you're posing the figure, it is going to pop off from time to time. So that's Wallpath. And then Sunspot. So he looks really cool, again with the red domino mask on the black face. He's got those little strands coming out of the back there. He's got the two little plug-in sort of effects to give you that sort of Kirby crackle happening. He's got the collar with the really well painted X logo, and then he's got the actually the painting on him is quite well done all the way through. He's got the 3 yellow stripes on the boot, the red and the dark blue, and then these clip-on Kirby crackle style things. But I do like the hair. The sculpt in the hair is pretty amazing. So so that is Sunspot. Now Maverick. So Maverick looks very cool. So he's basically molded in either the sort of swirly plastic gold or silver. Does have a little bit of printing with the tiger stripes on the gauntlets. He's got tubes running into the backpack, all done in gold, and he's got various sort of shoulder straps, very over the top, extreme 80s style design. That's a floating piece there, his little mask. But the actual head sculpt is really, really nice. And then he has two sort of, I don't know, realistic weapons, but certainly oversized sort of gun, and something with two attachments there. I don't know if that's an official gun or if it's just based on one of Hasbro's Nerf guns. And then he has a large holster on the side for one of those guns, and he has another pouch on the side. I do like that he's got the sculpted pants, but he's got the little bit of metal there in the legs. And again, all sculpted in plastic. So overall, Maverick is looking very 80s kick-ass. And then we have Black Tom. So he's got the shillelagh with the, if you can see it there, it's like a skull, but it's made out of wood. Obviously later on he sort of started turning into wood and had sort of wood powers, but he's just in a very basic costume with a sort of a red bat logo on the front. He's got the big turned up collar, he's got the goatee, the moustache and the evil eyebrows, but he's a very basic figure otherwise. But again, it'll be he's a good one to pose with the Juggernaut. So I'll put him back. And then we have Deadpool in his X-Men costume. So again, he's got an oversized sort of all silver gun, and he's got a sort of a laser-esque type sort of gun there. He's got the pouches around the midriff that sort of connect up to this around the back, which then has the spot for the two swords. The swords are quite nice. They've got the matching blue handles and the yellow hilt, and then a silver blade. Lots of pouches, and then he's got the ankle bracelets. But the painting, the yellow lines on the blue, is quite crisp throughout, and that face sculpt is not too bad. You can see there's a little bit of sort of silver sort of for the eyes. So that's Deadpool. And then we have Pirate Deadpool, if we can get him out without knocking everyone over. So he's a little bit over the top here, so obviously he's got that cool moulded pirate hat together with the sort of the tassel coming off the side and the bandana. He's got the plastic cape with the ruffles at the front. He's got the band across the chest. He's got the Deadpool logo in gold, and then the ornate sort of gold trimmings. He's got the belt. Now he's got two moulded pistols in the front there, and then there is gold down the rest of the overshirt. He has one sort of piratey glove arm, and then he has one normal, and then this cape is sort of in black in a more rubbery material, but it is quite a good mould for it. The only downside is he does have two little sheaths for his swords, and he comes with a standard katana, but it does sort of catch then and push out. You'll see there at the back, pushes out the cape a little bit. And then, as I said, he comes down to just standard red feet, no sort of boots or anything like that, but he does come with a very nice flintlock, which is painted, so it has a combination of silver and brown. Just trying to focus on that, but that does quite look good. But it looks very good, but obviously it is a bit strange with the two black pistols that are molded into the belt, and then he's got a brown flintlock that he can hold, and then he comes with a more of a cutlass style with a hilt guard sword, so something a little different from his usual fare. And he is a tricky one to get standing, but once you get him into a pose, and of course down goes Shikla, and he's leaning forward, and I'm a bit worried he's going to fall as well. So the final figure of the series is Shikla. So she is the demon wife, or ex-wife now, of Deadpool. So the face sculpt is pretty amazing. It's spot on to how she appeared in the comic. Just trying to get her to focus in, but she has the demonic looking eyes. She has all the sort of jewelry that she wears, the purple lipstick, even the silver earrings there, and the hair down the back with a little bat. And then her costume, if you can see, there is actually detail printed on the sort of bodice that she wears, and then there is this free floating piece here as well, and then she has a very Storm-esque sort of one of these mini cape sort of thing. So it's in a plasticky sort of material. It does have some printing on it, but it goes from the wrist gauntlets on both sides. So she has limited, obviously, arm movement subject to her cape, and then she has the high heel boots. But she is tricky to get standing just because of the Marvel legs, and now everyone's going to come falling down. Final sort of figure, I guess, it's just one sculpt, no articulation, is Jeff the Land Shark. So there's Jeff, he's looking quite cute. He sort of just stands there. Has some nice paintwork. Nice little mouth with a bit of gums and teeth. He's got the little legs there. He's in a walking pose. And so that's a character that was introduced by Gwenpool and is now a sort of semi-recurring character in the Deadpool mythos. So there is the entire wave. Now it's time to rank them. Okay, so order-wise, I'd probably put Wallpath is my least favourite, and that's not to say that there's anything wrong with him. I think it's just from this particular wave, probably Wallpath and Sunspot I had less to do with in the sense of, you know, collecting comics and reading them, so they weren't like characters that played a large part, whereas Maverick obviously and Black Tom, there was far more of him in the X-Men that I read, but also in the various Deadpool runs. And I'd probably put Strong Guy, so I'd probably go Warpath, Sunspot, Black Tom, Maverick, then Strong Guy, and then the three Deadpool figures, or the three Deadpool characters, would have to be first, second and third. So I'd probably put third favourite. Second favourite is going to go with Pirate Deadpool, and I'm actually going to say Shikla as my favourite character. I think she is spot on how she appears in the comic. It's just a shame she's so difficult to stand up. And then, you know, the bonus of having Jeff the Land Shark with her, I think puts her in the #1 position. So there we go. That is this wave, the Strong Guy wave. And I think, you know, Strong Guy is certainly a really nice character to get, but without a doubt, Shikla is the character who matches the comic almost perfectly. And then, you know, I'm a sucker for a Deadpool. I know everyone gets sick of them, but I think there's a lot of potential here. I don't think there's any weak figures in the entire series. It's just my preference. But actually, that Maverick, yeah, he might actually jump up ahead of Blue Deadpool. So I think, yeah, looking at it, I think he probably deserves it with all the tech on him, and he just catches the character perfectly, and it's a really good head sculpt with the hair and the painting on the mask. So there you go. That is the Strong Guy wave of Marvel Legends.